That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of black people.
So now you're calling me racist.
I didn't say. I just said you weren't a racist.
That is complete.
No, you don't have to intend racism to accomplish
No. You are intending that I am
Your disrespect of Kamala Harris is part and parcel of a tradition of disrespect.
It's offensive,
Congresswoman.
and it's
why can't you just?
offensive.
I'm not calling you a racist. I'm telling you what the practice is.
You are. You absolutely are.
Let me get. No, what's disgusting is your disrespect of her,
Professor.
So I don't want to hear it. It's fake outrage. I would like to also enter into the record a screenshot of a text message I received from the esteemed professor from Vanderbilt, Michael Eric Dyson, after my CNN interview, begged me for photos. In this text, he says, after calling me racist on CNN, shh, don't tell anybody, we look good together, and sent me a kissy emoji.
Yeah, Michael Eric Dyson. Just last month, a clip of him went viral on CNN where he was WWE wrestling with this woman on TV, only to make black women emotional and weaponize that energy for Kamala's benefit.
Well, if you want to talk about misinformation, we can talk about Kamala Harris's Google ads, like literally taking headlines from mainstream media and rewriting them, which should be against Google ads policies. And to date, more than 3 weeks in, Kamala Harris hasn't given a single interview. She hasn't come on your program. She's not answering questions.
It's
She's
Kamala, first
speeches.
of all. It's not Kamala. It's Kamala. And she's not yet the candidate. She's only been in office, only been a candidate for 3.5 weeks.
She's been vice president for 3.5 years.
Yeah, and Trump went a whole...
She's aided and abetted by mainstream media. If you saw the headline by a neighboring network a couple weeks ago, when Donald Trump came out with his no taxes on tips policy, all of the headlines on mainstream media were derogatory. Kamala Harris comes out with her no taxes. Kamala Harris comes out with her policies on no taxes on tips, which is Donald Trump's policy, by the way. All of the headlines on mainstream media were positive and glorious and thoughtful.
I guess y'all are standing up for him because he didn't say any of this today.
Well,
everything you're saying
is
nothing he's ever said.
One of the things that we learned about her policy that she's going to roll out is support for a ban on price gouging.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think reasonable people would ask, what does that mean? What does that really mean? And how is the government going to be involved in it? Here's Noah Rothman in the National Review. He describes this policy as a rank pander to the economically illiterate. And despite the presence of many who fit that description in Congress, they understand that allowing the executive branch to functionally set prices is a brain-dead idea that would only hurt consumers in the long run. I mean, is this just a ploy? Because it sounds kind of like it.
Well, look, if you like it, it's called good policy. If you don't like it, you call it pandering.
But is it really policy? I mean, price gouging?
Look, if she could do that, Lord have mercy. I mean, she might need to be the Pope as opposed to the president, but she's able at least to set the tone. Here's what's important. First of all, in terms of Kamala not speaking about, Vice President Harris speaking about issues, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Kamala's.
You had it right. You almost got it.
I will say Kamala's name any way that I want to.
No, but you mispronounced her and you also misjudged her.
I just did, and I'll do it again.
Mispronouncing her name.
That's a refusal to acknowledge her humanity.
If I purposely mispronounced your name, that would not be appropriate.
Policies are Joe Biden's policies. She owns it.
You're normalizing that kind of viciousness, man.
33 times.
But it's
she was the deciding vote
she was the vice
on Joe Biden's bills.
We know that
times the deciding vote on Joe Biden's bills in the Senate.
Let me just say this, because this Congresswoman is a wonderful human being, but when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of black people.
So now you're calling me racist.
I didn't say. I just said you weren't a racist.
That is complete.
No, you don't have to intend racism to accomplish it.
You are intending that I am
Your disrespect of Kamala Harris is part and parcel of a tradition of disrespect.
It's offensive,
Congresswoman,
and it's
why can't you just?
I'm
not calling you a racist. I'm saying what the practice is racist.
You are. You absolutely are.
Let me get
No, what's disgusting is your disrespect of her.
Professor.
This gentleman said, I didn't know her name. He's trying to do it.
Is her disrespect of women. She doesn't know what a woman is. And if 25 years ago,
white women don't have the ability to tell black women who paid the price of blood to make this country what it is, to tell them they're not real women.
25
years
ago,
care for your babies
25 years ago, I became the first first woman to graduate from the Citadel, the Military College of South Carolina. I
So call
fought
her
my
name
way
right.
through it.
So pronounce her
Blood,
name right.
sweat,
Let
and
me
tears.
actually
pronounce her name
and
right.
Kamala Harris, if
Kamala,
I were a man,
you said
I
this
will
before.
say
You
Nancy
anything that
Mace.
I want.
It's
Come on,
Kamala.
it's Kamala.
You're doing this on purpose,
I am
That's
not.
disrespectful.
Just a second.
If,
You can't expect people to
if
respect
a
your
man put
service
on
if
a
you don't
skirt and
respect
walked
hers.
that stage 25 years ago, she
You're a
would have
white
said
woman
it. She would have
disrespecting a
taken
black
that
woman. That is
achievement away from
problematic.
women.
Professor
That's
Dyson, let me get in
disgusting.
here.
That's their main strategy of deflection. If someone mispronounces Kamala's Indian name, they'll bust up the whole conversation and flip the discussion from a serious topic like the economy, the border, or inflation to a lecture about this pretending chameleon's name that a lot of people can't seem to get right, by the way. Most black people look at her name and pronounce it as Kamala. Even her own supporters. They just don't know how to say her name. But these folks, they'll start falling out and throwing tantrums over this lady's name to deflect attention away from real issues. It's all a game for these people, straight up WWE. But do you know right after Michael Eric Dyson had that exchange with Nancy on CNN, his fake phony self slid her flirty text messages? This is after he insinuated she was racist for not saying Kamala's name right.
My colleagues across the aisle said that those that cannot pronounce Kamala's name correctly are elementary-aged children. I would like to enter into the record an article by Newsweek saying Bill Clinton pronounces Kamala Harris' name wrong during DNC speech. Bill Clinton, along with Al Sharpton, rapper Lil Jon. Let's not forget that Joe Biden can't say her name right. Neither can Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor. And this morning on Morning Joe, Joan Baez called her a camel. So I don't want to hear it. It's fake outrage. I would like to also enter into the record a screenshot of a text message I received from the esteemed professor from Vanderbilt, Michael Eric Dyson, after my CNN interview, begged me for photos. In this text, he says, after calling me racist on CNN, shh, don't tell anybody, we look good together, and sent me a kissy emoji.
Without
then
objection.
the guy
Order.
says I'm gorgeous in all these photos. I don't think he's that bent out of shape on how anyone pronounces Kamala. And if we're gonna have that standard, you gotta hold it to both sides, not just one or the other.
Yeah, while Michael Derek Jackson Jr. was writing love letters to black women on social media after the Shade Room posted his fake rant, he was sliding kissy faces to that same white woman he was going in on. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. While he was out here writing these love letters, faking like he was protecting black women by calling out a white woman mispronouncing a Red Dot Indian's name, he was asking this same white woman for pictures.
Just a love note for black women this morning. For little girls, for aunties, for grandmothers, for wives, for partners, for lovers, for teachers, ditch diggers, engineers, around the way girls, to presidential candidates. We black men who have too often failed you, who have too often not said the right thing at the right time, who have been vulnerable to the claim that we have forgotten what you have done for us, the magnificence of your service to our people, the beauty and power of your spirit at times when we flagged.
Nah, Michael Derek Jackson Jr., stop playing in our faces. He done had that cataract surgery. Now he trying to get it in with other women outside his marriage. I'm about to call the surgeon and tell them to put them old lens back in. Writing love notes to black women and calling a white woman a racist in front of black women, only to pull at the heartstrings and the emotions of black women and weaponize our own identity against us. How was the lady so racist, Michael Eric Dyson, but you told her y'all look good together? And by the way, where's your black wife at, sir? Where is she? I know she won't be happy with this. Up here calling the lady gorgeous, asking for pictures. Like what? And then this Democrat shield went on the Breakfast Club to defend Kamala once again after Dr. Stein and Dr. Ware was on the Breakfast Club and embarrassed Angela Rye-Bread.
So I think it's right for us to acknowledge that in this election, we are choosing between that on the one hand and a woman who is the representative of all that is great and good about America. As a black woman, and black women already running stuff, they might as well run the country.
That's right.
I mean, at the end of the day, without black women, where would we be, right? I wouldn't be here. Most of us wouldn't be here without a black woman. And a black woman, not only in terms of physically, but in terms of the mental approach.
You know, that's the most disrespectful part of all of this. allowing this woman to cosplay as a Black American woman, putting on a Black woman's costume and accent. Then really she's hijacking Black history by acting like she's one of us. Y'all do know when there's a real Black woman candidate after Kamala, she'll be robbed of all this fanfare that they're giving to Kamala as the first so-called Black woman when she's not even Black. Listen, people don't like hearing the truth. They love when people lie and pander to them. But I'm sorry, Michael Derek Jackson playing with your emotions, lying to you, pandering to you, he's the enemy. This man spent all that energy defending Kamala, the cosplaying chameleon, an Indian woman, just to send these messages to the same woman he called racist on TV, trying to show out for Black women, telling her they look good together. And isn't he married to a Black woman? Where's his wife? Special thank you to Roland C. I appreciate you, Roland, for all of your support, as well as John C., One Community, Emmanuel, Christine, and Monique. If you want to show your support for the channel, you have to use PayPal for now. The PayPal link is below in the description. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.